Now we're live on Facebook. We're live on IG. We're live on IG. We're live everywhere.
So wherever you are, what is this the Gary Vee technique? I need this.
Gary Vee
I
technique.
need this setup. This is great.
If only I could like show you what we're actually doing.
Mm-hmm.
We've got my phone on a stand on a chair. We've got the laptop on a box on a table, and then we've got JJ's iPad on a chair. It's hilarious.
So, gave a smiley face.
So we're here
Hi.
to talk about, well, first of all, to my audience, I'd like to introduce you to my new soul sister. Look at that, hearts. JJ. JJ, why don't you tell my audience who you are, what you're about?
Hi, I'm JJ Flazanes. I'm a podcaster as well. But mainly I'm sort of that magic wand person. I'm the person that can come into the mind, body, soul approach to your health, your wellness, the connection between all those things and why life isn't working in your relationships or in your weight loss or in your happiness level, right? And why things aren't going the way that you need them to. I've been a personal trainer for 20 years. I have a couple books. I've got a couple programs. I've been seen in a couple magazines, on a few TV shows.
I got a few hundred podcasts.
I have a few hundred podcasts. So I've been doing this for 20 years. And what I really think is really interesting is that, you know, people always freak out because they don't know how the answers to how to fix something. And that's what I'm really good at. I have a toolbox that is so big. I've been collecting tools for 20 years, trying things out. Even today on the way here, I had a friend freaking out about a really, really bad situation, super terrible situation. And I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry that has happened. And I knew I could take her down the path of, and here's why it's happening, and to give you some hope. And here, when you need this, don't worry, you're all going to be fine. We can fix all of this. So if you're someone who's struggled for a long time, especially in the areas of health and wellness, which is where I've started and what I'm passionate about, I'm the left brain, right brain, geeky. I can give you all the science, and I go down the science, and the science is important. But at the same token, it's also as important to understand the spiritual side of things, to understand the mental and emotional components, because that's what drives everything. So I'm not about the quick fix. I'm about getting you results. I'm about having you understand very deeply why things in your life are showing up the way that they are, and how to undo that, and how to reprogram and move forward, and how to use the right tools for you, because people do too many things that they just follow that person. They go, well, it doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? Well, it wasn't personalized. So we need to figure it out for you.
Wow. So basically, for those of you who are watching who are looking for a quick fix, see you later. Wrong live for you. We're all about getting down into the nitty gritty, and I love JJ for that, because we're very like-minded in that way, and I'm excited for JJ to talk about more of that, because I know that there are a lot of people watching who are going through shit, who are on the path of transformation, who are seeking to have their voices heard, but it's your own shit that gets in the way, right? It's your own shit. Asan really wants us to say his name, so I just did. Asan, hello.
Hi, Michael. Hi, Doug.
To everyone watching
Hi, Deborah.
on IG, hello. Please hit share it with your audience. If you're watching on Facebook, please hit share it with your audience. And if you're watching on JJ's IG, hit share it with your audience.
I'm new at that.
Share right now, okay?
I'm new at that.
And if you're just joining, please say what's up, say hi in the comments so we can see you and talk to you. We want to make this interactive, and if you have questions along the way, ask them in the comments so we can answer live. So, JJ, what I love is that you mentioned, I'm not about the quick fix. I'm about, it sounds like you're about the why and the mechanics behind why someone's feeling what they're feeling, or why someone's experiencing what they're experiencing.
Yeah. So how many of you out there have been on some kind of weight loss program? Let's just dumb it down to like the three things we're going to focus on: weight loss, relationships, and like health and happiness, right? So those three main things. So, and money, okay, and money, all right? So we can put money in there, right?
Let's put money in there, just to round it out.
Yeah, let's put money in there. I was used to doing 3, and now I added 4, all right? So what's my goal? All right, so if you're someone who has health issues, or you've gained weight and you can't figure out why you can't lose it, and you've been on programs, and you've been on 20 programs, or you've been on 5 and they don't work, or they kind of work and you don't know why, and you're like, why is this so hard? What am I missing? You are missing something. That's the point. You are missing something because you're just trying to follow what, you know, some quick fix of, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to hope it works, but I'm not going to attach it to anything else in my life. Well, then it wasn't personalized for you, and you don't know how you're using these sciences and applying them, and if they're the right choice for you. So that's where, and also with food, Okay, so if you've been on a number of weight loss programs, I'm like, which way do I look? I'm gonna rotate.
We'll just
from
rotate
here to here to here. So if you've been on a number of weight loss programs and you just can't find why it doesn't keep working, or you keep beating yourself up because you think, oh, I don't have enough willpower, I just can't stay on track and I fall off the wagon. Newsflash. It's not about staying on a wagon, and willpower doesn't work. It's about attaching, why are you eating in the first place? Are you using food as addiction to numb yourself? Are you using food to distract yourself from something that you don't want to deal with? Or someone that says, well, I have anxiety, as if it's like a disease. Anxiety isn't even a feeling, it's a body sensation. It means that you have things coming up that need to be expressed. So what happens when we don't express them and we repress them, then we have depression. Now couple that with, I don't want to feel it, so I'm going to eat, and then I'm going to gain weight and be upset and beat myself up, and then I'm going to push it down, and now I'm depressed, repressed, and frustrated, right? And it all stems back to, there's something that needs to be expressed within you. And we can't keep looking at the outside things to make judgments about what's happening on the inside. We have to have the balance of the inside out and the outside in. It has to be a mix. Otherwise, you're not going to find the real reason why you struggle with your weight or health-related issues, why you can't seem to figure out the money situation, or your relationships, you keep manifesting the same person over and over again, or you feel like you're so frustrated that people always hurt your feelings. So there's a science to all of that. Now, it's a lot of tools that I've talked about, but that's kind of where I come in to help you do that.
So what you're saying is, whether it's the weight loss, whether it's the financial shit, whether it's, the personal shit, or like I can't get to where I'm going, all of those things, it's the same shit. And unless you really target what that is underneath it all, you're not really gonna lose the weight or gain or earn more income or change your life or experience the breakthroughs that you want, because really what you're doing is you're just kind of like pushing shit aside.
Well, they're temporary. I mean, of course someone can go on a diet or a detox or something where they're restrictive or they're doing something really different for a little while. They'll experience results. They'll be really happy about this. I see this all the time. They maintain it for a little while, and the minute something triggers them emotionally, they go right back to the same behaviors. We actually haven't healed anything.
And I want to bring this home for everyone here. Like, it's not even just about weight loss. Like, we have this rebound behavior in so many different facets of our life. Like, we start doing really well in business and we start earning money, and then something triggers us, and then we go back into like our depressive state, and then everything stops, and then that feeling just perpetuates, and we get deeper and deeper into like this negative hole.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It could be weight issues and people thinking, oh my God, if I'm not a certain weight or I don't look a certain way, I'm not as valuable as a person. Same thing with money. If I don't make a certain amount of money, I'm not valuable or successful as a person. Same thing in relationships. If I'm not getting love and attention, or if I'm not being treated in a certain way, I must not be valuable. I mean, that's really the root of all of it, but it's going to show up in different areas of your life. And we can master one area and think we're doing really well. Like, I don't know if you heard, I have a new show that I'm going to launch called Health and Wealth. And
show number 1219, FYI.
So the Health and Wealth show, and I got real clear this morning on my rollerblade and before my meditation this morning at the beach, I got real clear on who I wanted it to target. And there's two audiences that I want to target. The first one are people that have made a lot of money and have compromised their health to do it. And we heard a lot of that this week,
can we pause for a second? Who here has ever experienced that before? You make a lot of money, but you compromise your health in order to do that. Like, let us know in the comments. Raising my hand.
Lots of people have. Yeah. But some of the people we heard at New Media Summit this past week, shout out to New Media Summit.
Yeah, we were just there last week. That's how we met. Thank you, Steve Olsher.
Yeah, a lot of people that were there that I want to be on the show are people that was in their story, that I was making millions of dollars, then I got sick and almost died, and then I changed my life, and I still make a lot of money, but now I know balance. And I want them to share the practices, because I want everyone who thinks that their self-worth is based on their bank account to understand that it isn't, number one, and that what the risks involved with the imbalance of putting all of your effort into being successful so someone else will love or accept you, or that you'll love and accept you. I mean, it really all comes down to self-love. Same thing in the area of health and fitness and weight loss. People get, crazy in terms of being able to do really drastic things, from plastic surgeries to fixing your face to liposuction and diets that, you know, being anorexic and bulimic. I mean, it all comes down to if I don't look, it's being addicted to what you look like. Because that's saying that I'm not worthy if I don't look a certain way. Again, and the same thing with relationships. So it's the same through line. And so my goal is always to find that connection, because I can give you tips and tools to lose weight. I can walk you through relationship stuff. But if we don't heal the underlying wounds, the minute that you have a little, you know, something happens, there's an obstacle to overcome and you get triggered, then you will probably regress. And the thing for me is, I'm all about healing. When you actually heal something, you are different in the same situation. It's not about avoiding. Oh, I'm just going to avoid that thing. I'm going to avoid those people. I'm not going to do that thing. I'm going to quit that job because I don't like the way I feel in that environment. I'm just going to leave the circumstances. Right. But you take you with you. And when you take you with you, you take all your stuff. And so that stuff's going to get triggered in different places if you don't heal you. And what I found really rewarding in ways this week, I had a woman on, if this was for you, you know, we were positioned this week as icons of influence. So icons of influence, meaning that we've got reaches in podcasts and in social media, and people respect and listen to us and listen to our shows. And so, and we have a platform. And so people coming to the summit were to pitch to us to be on our shows. And I'm far enough along and I've got enough stuff, and I don't like, I'm not that person who's like looking for content and needing so many people. So that's never been me at this, but I'm coming in a position of sort of confidence. I have a great tribe of people. They listen to what I say. They're just dedicated listeners. I get emails every week about how I transform lives. Like, it's very rewarding, and they trust me, and that is, I like protect that. I don't want to put people in front of them that I don't trust. So I have to vet you pretty well to be put on, especially spirit, purpose, and energy. Because that tribe, they will, if I say this person's good, they're going to go, oh, I'll go work with that person. So I take that very seriously. But what I had reflected back at me this week was someone who sat next to me because she wanted to sit next to me. And then we did the exercise, eye gazing. We did an exercise where you had to be really close and you're looking in someone's eyes, not speaking, to be really seen and heard. And maybe it was a couple minutes we did it.
Yeah, for those of you who came to my event, we did this too. It's where you stare at each other and you don't say a damn thing. You don't say anything. And you really just feel into the person. And that was incredible.
Well, I do work like that too at my events. So to me, I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to really see you. But for a lot of people, I experienced this in my past relationships, that certain family members like couldn't look me in the eyes. And I realized how this is really very uncomfortable for people to do this for a long period of time. So I'm looking in this person's eyes. She's looking into my eyes. We sit down. It's over. She says, you know, I just want to say to you that I felt really seen, and I felt your love. I felt like you really cared for me. And I said, oh, thank you. And I said, I have to ask you, did you feel that way about me before the exercise? And she said, no, I felt like you're kind of unapproachable. Like, you're very confident, and you're very, like, sort of, you know, whatever words, but a little bit unapproachable. Not because like you're putting out like I don't want to see anybody, but almost like I don't know what I do when I actually talk to you. And why that, and I know who I am as I show up in the world, but why that was like really nice for me to hear, was because she could see that when I actually was focused on her, that you feel me. You feel my attention to you. You feel my love. You feel that I'm 100% with you. I'm not distracted. I'm not fidgety. I'm not shrinking. I'm holding space for you. I'm holding the container for you. That was really important for me to really keep hearing from someone who doesn't know me, that they feel that. Otherwise, when I walk into a room sometimes, especially in that room, part of me is a little bit unapproachable. And it's not because I don't want to meet somebody or talk with somebody, but I'm about getting real. Your show's called Love Punch. I feel like I want to punch people in the face. Like, can we have a real conversation? Don't waste my time with fluffy shit. Don't kiss my ass. Be real. Be who you are.
Can you see why we're friends? Can you see why I love this woman? And we just met last week. Do you see this?
Like, get real. Be real. Be you. Be a mess and own it. Stand in your power, as much power as you possibly can and have, and let's work on getting you more power and bringing it back into you in all different ways, from your self-care to your money, to your relationship, to your happiness, to your self-talk, to your practices and your habits. But be you. Stand in your power. And so sometimes when people stand in their power, it scares other people. And I'm okay. I don't need to be liked. I have healed that shit. I don't need you to like me. you're gonna be attracted to me or you're gonna hate me, and I'm okay with that. If you hate me, I probably trigger you, and I'm sorry. I know it's not me. It's not about me. That's a mirror right there. If all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't like her, I have seriously triggered you, and that is a gift. You can go, why am I so triggered? What is it about her that I don't like? What is it about me that I see in her that I don't like? So this whole like week has been so fun to like get a calibration, if you will, of like where I'm showing up and how I'm showing up, and how when someone actually takes the time to go, who are you? I would like to speak with you. They go, wow, you were really like loving me. Yeah, I have a big heart, and sometimes it doesn't come across. But my work is to help you heal stuff, so you can stand in a room full of people, know who you are, be full of love, be a heart-based entrepreneur or person in the world, and not feel the need to people please, not feel the need to beg for attention and validation, to know who you are and be comfortable with your wounds, to be comfortable with your strengths, and to know your value. We're all on a journey, but sometimes people don't know the answers to some of those questions out there, and I'm here. I'm a great problem solver. Like, give me the problem, I'll tell you what to do. Or give me I can't connect the dots, I've been struggling. Why am I unhappy in my relationship? Why am I not having any money? And why are my health issues up to date? And we will find that through line and nail it.
So what you're saying is the issues with finances, the issues with your, your weight, your health, the issues in your personal life, all of that's connected, right? I mean, there's always like this root thing. And there's something that I say a lot. It's not about, like, a lot of people say, when I have this, I'm going to do this and then be this. Have, do, be. When really it's like be, do, have. Yeah. So you have to start within. I mean, it can be an uncomfortable process, and I think that's why a lot of people resist it. Because, it's so much easier to just ignore this and then create a new strategy to make more money, or take this new diet pill to do this new thing. That feels easy. What feels hard is like going within, facing your shadows, questioning yourself, and quite possibly owning your shit. Yeah. Owning all the ways in which you're kind of fucking shit up for yourself. So
it's Sunday. We have an FBomb. So I hope everyone's okay with that over there and over there. And over
Everyone
there.
in my audience is okay with it.
Right.
This is JJ's audience.
And it's going to go on YouTube, on my YouTube when we're done anyway, on my binge. So it's cool. Whatever. I don't care. I say it. I just don't say it very much online. So explicit. I don't know. Explicit.
Yeah. E for explicit. Again, if you're just joining us, hit share so you can share this with your audience. Tag friends who need to hear this. So JJ, we've got people watching. I'm sure at this point, there are some people who are like, I definitely have a through line.
Yeah.
But what do I do?
Well, if you're watching this and you are the quick fix person, again, and know that sometimes it is as simple as a quick fix. It's just something you don't know. It's something you keep repeating a behavior, and it's really just this over here. Sometimes it's literally like shifting this over here, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, that just fixed all of it, right? There is science. So, sometimes with money, it's about the packaging. So for my show, my original show was one brand, and then when I changed it, everything changed. It was just the packaging. It wasn't because my message wasn't good or my content wasn't good. It was the packaging, right? But that's what I'm saying. So that's where sometimes it really is a quicker fix when you look at the whole picture. But if you keep bumping up against the same thing, what do? Well, if you want to first start looking at which thing pains you the most, first of all, right? And then maybe you dive a little bit deeper into that kind of work, whatever that may be. So I'm going to give you some ideas. So first of all, if you're doing, let's say, weight loss or health kind of work, no, actually, scratch that. If you're doing relationship work, here are the therapies I recommend. Number one, Imago. I have a show, episode number 91 on spirit, purpose, and energy with the guru of relationship work, Harville Hendricks, who created Imago therapy. I don't really think any other therapy, not that I'm saying it couldn't be helpful, not that I'm saying you can't have some breakthrough aha moment, but if you really want the truth and you want to get to it quickly and you want to even the playing field in your relationship, check out Harville Hendricks, Getting the Love You Want, and Imago therapy, and find someone who does Imago therapy, because that's going to even the playing field and get cut through the bullshit faster than I really, it just bugs me when people go 1 hour every week and it's, oh, but he did this and I did this,
just
you did this and I did that.
Let me tell you my interpretation of what I think happened in my life and talk for an hour, and it's just talk therapy, and you leave with nothing. And
then you wonder why people are like, why are they in therapy for 7 years? Because it didn't work. That's why it didn't work. You shouldn't be in therapy for 7 years on the same freaking issue.
So slow down and tell them the episode and the show so they can listen to this.
Well, I only know the episode on one of the shows. It's episode 91, which is called Your Relationship Explained, and it's on my Spirit, Purpose, and Energy channel. Now I've got all kinds of channels, and you can find that your relationship explained on other channels like Fit to Love and Women, Men, and Relationships. It's on all of them, but episode 91 is the only one I know from Spirit Purpose.
It's a podcast, so listen to that if you want to learn more about Imago.
Yes. So start there. It's a little longer format than I'm used to because I had Harville and I wasn't letting him go. And I was going to let him talk as long as he wanted to talk because I would be listening for days. So it's about an hour and 20-minute long show. That's longer than I normally do. So that's the first place to start. Go listen to my episode 91. All right. So that's the relationship part. Now, also on Spirit, Purpose, and Energy, I talk about a lot of law of attraction. I'm a big law of attraction. And not in a completely woo-woo form for some of you, but it's a science. And what I really found fascinating also this week, probably another big takeaway for me, was David Barry's presentation about mindset. David Bayer. Sorry, David. His presentation about mindset, which I hate that word. But what he did was packaged law of attraction for people who could receive it in a different way.
Yeah, into science. Which was incredible.
It was great. It was brilliant. It's still law of attraction. Like I said, you and I don't do anything different. You just packaged it as a technology, which is unthreatening for people. When I say law of attraction, it becomes woo and spiritual. People go, oh, I don't know about that. It doesn't sound like it's very validated.
But when you start talking about it in terms of energy,
right, which is still energy, it's all provable. But he packaged it neatly and nicely for all you left brainers so you could receive it and have that distance of vulnerability and think, oh, I don't have to believe in spirituality because it's a technology. But let's be real, it's law of attraction. So anyway, but I think I am successful in that because I can bridge that gap from the left brainers to the right brainers. So if you want woo, I will give you woo. If you want results and science to back up my woo-woo, I will give you that as well. So when it comes to looking at what you're attracting in your life and what your beliefs are, the law of attraction is the way to do it. Like you see what you believe when you see what shows up for you. You walk around as a cell tower and you're attracting things to you. And sometimes they're there to push you forward and move you. And sometimes they're there just to tell you, hey, this is what you believe about yourself, or hey, this is what you think is happening. And you can go, oh, ooh, I don't like that. It's an indication to get clear and to change it. So there's a ton of law of attraction work, whether it be on my show or listening to Abraham Hicks or picking up a book, but that would really facilitate all of that. Actually, another resource I can give you is I do a free 30-day manifestation challenge. The next one's not till November. I mean, it's kind of a little far away, but if you were interested, you can sign up for that at jjflizanes.com. And there's a little section for free tools and resources, but it's a 30-day manifestation challenge. And a lot of people focus on money, relationships, or weight loss. So that's where we can do it for free and help and support you. But in the meantime, don't wait till November. Do something about it.
We'll drop all the links that we're sharing into the comments after we're done. So don't worry, we'll get all the links in. Cool. So, I mean, essentially, I feel like every one of us in the transformational space is talking about the same shit, just in different ways.
Yeah.
So what makes, I mean, you already identified, like, you're great at bridging the left and right brainers and bringing that together. You're great at, like, going straight to the root versus, like, all this other shit that's around it. What else can people expect from you and your work and, you know, your events? You have an event next week in Los Angeles.
I have it this week.
Oh, this week. Wait, it's Sunday. Oh my God.
The event is this week.
We were just in a time warp for a week, and I don't know what happened at the New Media Summit, but I lost track of all time. So it's this week.
My event is this week, and it's called The Next Big Step. And what can people expect from my work? So on the health side, you can have a free copy of my book, The Invisible Fitness Formula, 5 Secrets to Release Weight and End Body Shame. Again, that's at jjflizanes.com/book. But that is another resource. And I literally do what we just explained. I usually take you through the 5 steps in order. And you start with science, science, and science. And then we get into behavioral science and spirituality and behavioral science and spirituality, right? But there's a reason for the order. And when people start at different places, like there's a reason why I have it in the order that I have it, right? Because there are physical, biochemical reasons, there are scientific reasons why the body and the brain reacts the way that it does. So I think that's what I would say is how I'm different. There are some people in the weight loss, exercise, personal training space are really all about the heavy sciences,
right,
and leave out the spirituality and the emotional stuff. And these people, anyone can give you the perfect program for you, right? Will you do it or not is over here, right? And anyone can go to therapy and talk about and heal some of those issues, but then what about making the choices that are right for your body to get the results over here?
Well, it's like when people go to coaches for strategies, but they don't get any of like the spiritual, soulful, like mindset, mental, like they just get the strategy.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, it's not working.
Right. Well, and the question would be, why aren't you working?
Yeah, right.
Is it that the strategy's not right for you? It worked for him and her, but it's not going to work for you because of who you are and what you want? Or is it because you come up against a block?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's not going to be handled by any outside strategy.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the blend. That's my company, Invisible Fitness. It's the blend. It's the invisible. Everything that is visible was first a thought, and everything that's visible was created by something invisible. Everything is energy, and not to be woo woo. It's not. It's like it's the balance. It's literally the balance. I know you like woo, and I like woo too. But for some of you that are watching, I'm like, well, I'm not woo woo. It's just real life, people. Stop calling it woo woo. It's real life. It exists. Energy is energy. Come on, Albert Einstein proved this. Right. Law of attraction is physics. Vibration or frequency or physics. We are all in that right now because this is all happening because of frequency. But people go, well, I don't have a frequency. What does that mean? So anyway, as we digress, so I really I love being able to use, again, both left and right brain, both spiritual and science, to put everything together in order for someone to have sort of the path. And the path that's right for them, and not for someone to think that because society has led us to believe that especially with fitness and exercise, you should just know how to exercise. Just eat less and exercise more. Or just do this one thing over here. Follow what everyone else is doing. Do that fad over there. Go vegan or go keto or whatever. And that's all that you think you're supposed to follow. But that's not customized to your mindset or to all the things about you. And not everyone's going to do that. And so someone may think, well, I'm going to go to the gym. I love this one. This is for any women out there or even men who are over 50 who are wondering why. They're doing cardio 5 days a week, and they're counting their calories, and they can't lose weight. This is a problem I've been dealing with for 20 years. Menopause changes your metabolism, people, and cardio is the wrong exercise for you to be doing. And counting calories is not the way to be sustainable for the rest of your life. So, again, here's a classic example of not good information. Why do you think you know about what to do for yourself? Are you an expert in these things? You're probably not, but society makes you think you should be. Oh, it's easy. It's fitness. It's just exercise more. Doctors tell you just eat less and exercise more. Go to the gym. My question is, what do you do when you get to the gym? Right. What do you tell yourself? Like, that's so much of it too, right? Like, what do you tell yourself? What do you tell yourself when you're trying to implement a strategy in whatever facet of your life? Like, how are you speaking to yourself when you're going into something? So much of that is how I've changed my entire life, is understanding that it's not the strategies, it's this. And once I get like control over this and really have a really strong understanding of this, everything else becomes possible. And that's the missing piece. And that's what people are not fucking telling you. They're not telling you to go here first. And what JJ is telling you is she's saying, go here first. And she can teach you that. And yeah, I want to like dive into like what you're doing in LA this week. Week. Okay, so my journey has taken me, and hi Tracy, thank you for waving, and hi honey.
Yeah, hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Right.
Hey Tasha.
Hi
hey
Michael.
Benny.
Hi Josh.
Hey
Thanks
Michael.
for all your
hey Layla.
I
Hey
see all your
Nancy.
comments.
Hey, blah, blah, blah,
That's
blah,
great.
blah. Hello.
So I created events because I had to. Because again, it's the difference between talking about it and knowing it and doing it. You cannot heal something where you understand it, but you haven't embodied it yet. So to me, a live event was a necessary platform for people to come and actually do the work. Like, you can listen,
fully experience it and be with it.
have a cellular experience, do it, take different actions, have different habits and behaviors, understand, make the connection between the awareness and the embodiment of it. And too many times you read a book, you listen to a podcast, you're like, oh my God, I had no idea. You have this new awareness. It's this new awareness. Oh my God. Wow, that made so much sense. And then you change nothing.
Right. There's no integration.
What you do.
There's no implementation.
Right.
The book just sits on your shelf.
You take one piece out of it. Like, I created a program to go with my book because I said, I'm tired of hearing people tell me this doesn't work. If you tell me that you've done exercise doesn't work, you've done the dieting, you've done the hormone, you've looked at your hormones, that doesn't work, you've done the psychology, doesn't work, I'm going to call bullshit on you. I made a program to say, no, you're going to follow every single thing in the order in which I've laid it out. I've been doing this for 20 years of research. If you get no results by the end of this, I'll be happy to give you your money back. If you can find a reason or a way where I've given you every single thing that I've researched for 20 years and it doesn't work for you, then we can talk. I'll be happy to pay you back. But I'm tired of hearing that because people say, well, I've tried, it doesn't work. Well, no, you didn't try. You didn't do it right. If you have exercised and looked at your food and it's not working, you're doing something wrong for you, okay? Or you need things that are in there. So this week, I am doing this live event called The Next Big Step. The next big step, again, is this mind, body, soul integration where we are in process. Now, unlike conferences and what other kind of events?
Workshops.
Well, it's kind of a workshop retreat.
It's a fusion.
It is. I can't really call it a retreat because it's not in a beautiful place where we're outside. So I can't be like.
I mean, it's in a beautiful place called Los Angeles.
Right, and we're inside the hotel most of the time. But we're in like deep sacred space of like peeling back the onion, which you don't do and you can't do in a therapy session once a week for 50 minutes. I'm sorry. By the time you get a little bit in and you get triggered, your session's over. Time to come back. Right. So this is where we just keep going and we just keep going and we keep mining for that goal to get you to that place where otherwise, tell me when you're going to get it. Please tell me where you're going to find going deep within yourself when you don't take the time to give yourself the space to do that. Right. Most people live their lives. They have their habits. They get up, they do their job, they see their spouse or their kids, they go through the motions, wanting the breakthrough, but when are you going to get it if you don't create space for it? So event was something that was a non-negotiable. I felt called. I have to do an event. I can't keep talking about all these processes, even though I know that you guys, especially on Fear, Purpose, and Energy, have felt shifts in your lives, but I can't keep talking about this and not give you a platform or a place for you to actually make the breakthrough happen.
Right. So the next big thing is that platform. And I want to speak just personally from my experience with events. You know, I obviously host my own, but I go to them for that purpose. Like for the purpose of being in a container where I can solely dedicate myself during that time frame to myself and my growth. And we don't really have that opportunity to do that in any other space. We think we do. We lie to ourselves and say, well, I can do that at home. I'm going to apply this work or this program or read this book and do the things. But then life happens. Life gets in the way. You get phone calls. You get busy at work. You have deadlines. Shit happens. Whereas events such as the next big thing. Next big step. Okay. Well, she's the big thing. So.
Next big step.
Next big step. It's a container for you to experience that growth and that transformation, and just that. Like nothing else. Just that. Like, how good would it feel to come into this event with everything that you have and leave feeling free of it? And feeling like you can access all those things that you've been wanting to access, and you can create all the things that you've been wanting to create because you've just shed all of that shit. And she can help you do that.
And I'm not alone. I've got people that are also facilitating at the event. So I've got Lisa Thomas, she clears inherited emotional DNA. I promise you probably don't know anyone else that does that. If you do, they probably don't do it as effectively. So besides teaching you what inherited emotional DNA is, we'll actually be clearing throughout the weekend. We'll be collectively clearing the things that come up for people like scarcity, self-worth issues, any kind of angers or griefs that people are carrying with them. So we're going to be clearing that. I've got Jeannie Peters, who's going to be talking about all the biochemistry of the body through the aging process, and different ways to eat to support your vitality and your energy and that transformation in your body as you start to age, and how to create your hormones naturally and or to supplement them. But we're going to start with what you can do in terms of lifestyle changes. We've got Melanie Benson. Melanie's coming in to do 2 aspects of money. She's going to do the mindset piece, which, you know, I hate that word, but it's the mental emotional piece. So just say it's the inner game. She's going to do the inner game of money, but then she's going to do the outer game of money. So we're not just talking about the ideas of it. We're not going to get like structured. We're going to get like, what do you do physically in terms of whatever it be, from budgeting to investing to making to counting to all the tangible things that you have to do once you get this right. What do you got to do about it? So she's going to be dealing with that. We've got Chris Burns coming in to create your greatest day ever, your best day ever, and what that looks like, again, strategically. So visually first, and then actually how do you implement that? What does that look like structurally? And then I'm going to be doing the Imago work. I'm going to start you all on an exercise that changed my life. And here's why it changed my life and why I love Imago. There's, in the process of Imago, it's called creating your Imago, and why you chose. Here's the bottom line, people. You choose your partner to heal the wounds of your past. Okay, that's it. You choose the partner to heal the wounds of your past. So if you're someone who has 4, 5, 6 divorces, and you have not learned your lesson yet. Okay, so we want to, and I'm not being judgmental. Right. I'm saying that sometimes everyone wants to blame the other person. Oh, it's that person. They were crazy. They weren't this. They weren't that. And I'm all about taking responsibility here, because only when you change you, then you are better for wherever you go in your life, and you attract better. So creating your Imago is an exercise where, for me, and let me tell you, I've been doing self-growth work for a long time. All right, when an exercise can floor me and change my life in a nanosecond, I'm sharing it with all of you. And that is what this did. And I had the biggest profound awakening and awareness by doing this exercise. Oh my God. And I said to the therapist that we were working with at the time, she does Imago therapy, but I said to her, why isn't everyone doing this exercise? Not people doing Imago therapy or couples therapy. Every single freaking person on the planet in therapy, period, needs to be doing this work, because it shows you why you attract the business partners you do, why you attract the clients that you do, why you attract the friends you do, and why when it doesn't work out. This is not, because everything is a reflection of what you need to heal and who you need to seek validation from. So anyway, I'm going to lead you down the Imago therapy route. I'm also going to take you on a very self-empowering journey of communication, and using the work of Dr. Marshall Rosenberg, which is nonviolent communication, and how I can teach you to get your needs met in every situation. The words, he or she hurt my feelings, will never again come out of your mouth. So we're going to be doing that
in itself is like a massive piece of freedom.
It is so free. And then, of course, I'm going to take you through some meditation. We're going to do some creative visualization and law of attraction work. We're going to do a little bit of astrology work. I'm going to lead you through very exercise that you've never done before. I'm going to ask you to connect with your brain to your muscles in a way you never have before. And of course, I'm going to feed you. And I'm going to feed you gluten-free, dairy-free, and some vegan options all weekend long. It's all included. Now, it is this coming weekend. It is on Thursday. It starts at 4 p.m. Thursday, September 20th.
September 20th.
Ends at 2 p.m. on Sunday, September 23rd. Now, if you cannot make it, because I know it's Sunday and it's really last minute, and sort of, so we're putting it out there for those of you that are like right on the edge and you really want this. You know you're ready. You're really ready. If you know you want the work, I'm also selling a virtual ticket. And what that means is it's not live stream. I'm not asking you to stay and be at the computer all weekend long. You're going to get the live stream ticket, which will only be available through Wednesday. And then after that's over, you will have it delivered like an online course. You will
How awesome is that?
You also get 3 months of accountability coaching after that to make sure you do it and follow through with the things that you wanted to. So not only are you buying the ticket, you're buying 3 months of accountability coaching to go along with it. So basically from now till the end of the year, you will have support with the work we do in the next big step.
Right. And so Josh, who asked, like, how do you go to an event, go back to your own life, and how do you make sure that you integrate those things rather than falling back into your old habits? JJ has a built-in system to support you post-event.
Yep, the 3 months of accountability coaching, and then the group that you get put in Facebook. Of course, you know, transformation isn't that all of a sudden like you're a completely different person walking out, right? What you get is that one piece that you like is the hottest thing for you. That's why. But then you get to make that thread of the through line, and you go, okay, now I get the connection, mind blown. Now I'm gonna make strategy, I'm gonna focus here first. And then when I focus here, and as that starts to become something where I'm testing myself and saying, oh, I'm better. Oh, wow, I didn't get triggered there. Oh, I was different in that situation. Oh, look, money's coming in. Oh, look, I'm happier every day. Oh my God, look, all these things I'm manifesting. Like you go down the first path. But then we're going to move to the next path, which by default, everything's going to shift as you do it anyway, because when you can connect them all together, the progress in one area is going to trickle down in the rest of them.
Yeah, so it's impossible to change, like positively transform one facet of your life and not experience some sort of ripple effect in others, because again, it's not this thing, it's not this specific area of your life that's gone to the shit. It's this.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're tangible tools. So the reason why, again, I created these events were for this reason. I'm tired of hearing people read things, know things. You know a lot of stuff. Are you living it? Right? Let me help you live it. Let us support you to live it and to integrate it and to embody it and to transform cellularly what happens in your brain, what happens in your body. Oh, one more quick tip about some of the things if you're doing this on your own. Some of the other therapies I recommend. Okay, so if you're in therapy, well, first of all, we have to talk about that. But if the kinds of therapy that I recommend would be something besides Imago for couples, but even read the Imago book. Do it yourself if you're single. Oh my God, such a blessing to like get clear about that. You can heal lots of stuff and then manifest a better partner when you kind of work on yourself before you get there. But EMDR. Eye movement.
Love EMDR. Love, love, love.
So they know about it? Your people know about EMDR?
Yeah, a lot of my people know about it, but why don't you break it down for those who don't?
So EMDR, eye movement, desensitizing, reestablishment, is about taking that trauma or the trigger, right? So that 12% of our brain is conscious and 88% is subconscious. So looking at that balance, what does that mean? Your subconscious mind rules your life. And 12% is what you're aware that you're thinking. So what happens when you get triggered in a situation, the body literally goes into like a seizure of your nervous system a lot of the times because it is so programmed, it is so sensitive, it is so connected to this fight or flight in your brain saying, I have to protect myself. Even though the circumstance has nothing to do with your survival, you have this trauma or trigger when it happened, whatever it was, created this connection. Okay, a little bit of outside noise. Just want to be aware because someone's probably, what is that? A lawnmower?
It's an old car.
Oh, an old car, okay. So when you have that trauma or trigger, you start making decisions from that place. Okay, don't do that. What EMDR does, it's something you can't do on your own. It's about using your eye movement to literally disconnect that neurological charge from your brain to your nervous system to create a little space. And the more you do it, the bigger the space gets. But the little bit of space for you to stop in that moment and go, wait, I'm not being threatened. My life is not, I'm not gonna die. Okay, take a deep breath. How do I assess the situation? And now what's the story I'm going to tell myself? And how am I going to interpret this? And how am I going to feel and react to this? But what happens when we're triggered often is that we don't have any of that space. And you go into this instant, I have to protect, fight or flight. Oh my God. And then, right?
Instant reaction.
Yeah. So EMDR helps to desensitize you from those traumas, which make them less impactful on you. And then now you can start to get conscious and use your mind. And when it first happens, take some space, take a breath, have other tools. We do EFT, emotional freedom technique, tapping, meditation. All those other tools can help you go, oh, where am I going to go with this? NLP, right? But so if you're doing therapies, if you have traumas, which we all do, by the way.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. EMDR is another recommendation. So Imago therapy and EMDR are my recommendations for therapies. Otherwise, cognitive behavioral therapy, And if you're on meds, by the way, I have a show that I did about depression and how most people think that their depression, even if you've been clinically tested, unless you've had your neurotransmitters tested, which, by the way, there are natural ways to help your neurotransmitters rebalance themselves through food and through supplements that aren't drugs. But most people think that their depression is chemical, when actually the majority of people walking around, it's repression. And so again, my event is to help uncover what are you repressing. If we can release what you're repressing, you will feel a new freedom and empowerment you didn't have before, because you spent all of your energy repressing something that's wanting to come and emerge from you.
Yeah. Amazing. So who wouldn't want to go to that event?
Yeah. Hi, Stephanie.
So we're going to drop details in the comments when this is done recording, so you have it. Actually, let me drop a link right now. Let me drop a link right now.
So let me make an offer to you guys, because it's really last minute and I get it. Okay, so there are a few tickets left for the room if you want to come. And that you can find at jjfazane.com/nextbigstep. And for those of you that are interested in either the live event, if you're able to come, or the virtual ticket, what I'm going to offer to you, but you have to say you watched this. You have to be referred by Ruby, and that you've watched either the Instagram or the Facebook Live or my Instagram. I will offer you the January event that we did called Releasing What Weighs You Down. I will offer you the virtual ticket from that event, and that is worth $300. And that was the first event I did this year, and we're doing it again next January. So if you can't make it to September and you want another event that's like this, you can also, you'll see when you go to jjflazames.com under events that my next event is in January. And it's the same idea. It's the same transformation, the same mind, body, soul approach. It's some of the same tools, but you can get started right now. I will be happy to gift you as a bonus if you are interested, but you have to let me know you came from Ruby or seeing me and Ruby together, and that's either the live ticket or the virtual ticket. Okay, and that is only good till Wednesday.
Yeah. So for those of you who aren't in LA, there's no excuse. There's a virtual ticket.
I know. I had to do that because I have people in like 120 countries. I'm like, I can't make an event for people that are not going to travel from New Zealand and Australia. I mean, I had people come from all over the country and out of the country for releasing Weighs You Down in January. But I recognize, unless I'm doing a week-long retreat, that some people aren't going to travel from Australia. But I know you guys want me to. I will eventually make one in Australia, but not yet. Okay,
so click the link. Let JJ know that you saw us together for all those bonuses.
Yeah.
So let's recap the entire package one more time.
I'm going to add in one more thing to this package.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to add one more package. Okay, so I have a list of, I've got 7 creative visualizations and meditations that help really get a good charge in your positive vibrations to attract better things in all areas of life. I got them for health. I've got them for money. I've got them for relationships. So there's 7 of them, and they're each like $11, and the package would be $77, but I offer it for $47. I will gift that to you too. You will get all the meditations, all 7 of the creative visualization and meditations for different areas of your life that come that I don't normally give away. They're never free. Then you're going to get the bonus of the Releasing What Weighs You Down virtual ticket from January, and of course when you buy your ticket, whether it be virtual or live for this coming next big step. But you have to let me know you came through Ruby, and then you'll get those bonuses. So jjflazames.com/next big step.
And I've dropped that down in the IG and on Facebook. And for those of you watching, I'll also throw in my How to Conquer Your Bullshit with CPR 3 video training series.
Okay, did you hear that? So anyone on my end, if you're watching Ruby, right? If you're coming from my group, you have to let me know that you want rubies. If you're coming, but even if you're coming from my tribe, let me know you saw this, so you get the bonuses, and I make sure I get you Ruby's bonus as well. Now, Ruby, why don't you tell my tribe a little bit real quick about what you do? I mean, it's very similar work. Just I think the only thing we'd probably leave out is that your audience is more leaders in and not necessarily weight loss. You're not doing any of the health stuff, right?
So we do our work very similarly. We combine the science with the metaphysical, with the physical, all of that combined, which is amazing, and I love that. So I work primarily with leaders, people who are aspiring to be thought leaders in their respective industries, right? So people who are looking to have their voices heard and create impact by using their voice. Now, a lot of these people go to business strategy programs and cookie cutter programs, and they apply it, but it doesn't work. Like, I don't get the visibility I want. I don't get the exposure I want. I'm not getting seen. My message isn't being heard. I'm not getting people joining my shit. Well, surprise, it's not the strategy, it's you. So those are the people that I work with, people who are really looking to stand out and create impact with their voice and be seen and recognized as a thought leader, but are struggling in achieving that. That's who I work with.
All right. So everyone on my end, definitely, let's give Ruby's, it's rubyfreeman.com?
Yeah, rubyfreeman.com or the socials at I am Ruby. Super simple.
So I will also put that when I upload this to YouTube and to Binge. I'll put that Ruby's link in there as well. She has an event coming up in February. So a little more focused on, emerging as that leader, right? Which is also very important. So those of you that come to my either September event or January event and you're ready to step into becoming a leader, then you go to her event in February.
It just works.
Right. So we know it's a Sunday, and unfortunately we just met, so I can't really make an excuse why we didn't do this sooner.
I know, but I think there's going to be more to come. Thank you all for everyone who joined in live. Also, thanks to anyone watching the replay. We appreciate you. We love you. I know this has been like a longer live than usual, but it's jam-packed full of information
and hopefully
tips.
And hopefully inspiration. And hopefully if you felt hopeless, now you feel a little bit of hope, knowing that you're not doing anything wrong. There's probably something you just don't know about, and you want some change, and you know it's possible.
Yeah, and in the words of Steve Olsher, who brought us together, if you could have done this on your own, you already would have. There's no shame in realizing that you need support with this.
Nope. And it's all about when you're ready. So hopefully if you're ready, we're here to support you.
So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see some of you at JJ's event this week.
Yep, this week.
Or in January.
Or inside the virtual group, because you're going to come and get the virtual ticket.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Thank you, everyone. Happy Sunday.
See ya, everyone.
Happy Sunday.